is Marcia Jews. Welcome to STEM City USA's coverage of the Women of Color STEM Conference. Through all 3 days, we will be bringing you incredible interviews with inspiring STEM pioneers leading the way in industry, government, academia, and around the world. And now, please welcome our next guest.
Hi, my name is Chenelle Covin. I am a technical writer, editor for the Department of Defense. Something interesting about myself? I know how to play the piano. I'm also the editor-in-chief of Unheard Voices magazine. I love media, writing, and incorporating computer science with it. I am proud to be a recipient of the 2023 Women of Color STEM Award. Thank you.
Hello.
You're live.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to Women of Color STEM TV. We are so excited this week. We've had so many great interviews, and I'm telling you, this place is packed. So we're here today with Chenelle Covin, who is a technical writer and editor for the Department of Defense. She is a proud alumna of Monmouth University, where she obtained a Bachelor in Science and Business, cum laude, and a Master's of Arts in Digital Communications. Please welcome Chenelle Covin. Hi, Chenelle.
Hello.
How are you
I'm
today?
doing fine. How are you?
Wonderful. Congratulations on your award.
Thank you.
So, where did you grow up?
I grew up in New Jersey on the Jersey Shore, a town called Neptune, New Jersey. So on the Jersey Shore, right by the beach.
That's a place that I'd love to live.
Yeah, well, it was fun.
So,
I live in Maryland now. So I miss Jersey. I miss the beach. So it was very exciting growing up on the Jersey Shore.
And you've had a busy life. I'm looking at your degrees and the work that you've been doing, and you went from one extreme to another, from writing and editor to Masters of Arts in Digital Communications. What took you to digital communications?
Well, I've been always doing that pretty much my entire life. That's why I went to get my master's. Aside from being a technical writer, I'm the editor-in-chief of an online magazine called Unheard Voices. So I wanted to get my master's degree to kind of broaden, my knowledge in just digital communications, to kind of just help me with the online magazine, help me with my career. And so, that's why I, pursued a master's degree in digital communications.
And so where were you born and raised?
I was born in Long Branch, New Jersey, and then I was raised in Neptune, New Jersey.
Neptune? I've never heard of Neptune. Is that on the water?
Yes, on the water. It's about, like 10 minutes from the beach.
Mm-hmm. So what took you into the work that you do now? What were you doing as a little girl, and how did you see yourself where you are now?
As a little girl, I've always been interested in computers. My dad noticed it at a young age. My dad is a computer scientist. And so he's like, I see you're interested in computers. He enrolled me into a program called it's called the Program for Accelerated Careers in Computer Science. And I was about 8 years old. And it was a bunch of us just learning programming, robotics, and, just getting us at a young age, just getting us into the computer science mode. My dad saw the itch for me. And then from there, I've just continued to hone my skills with graphic design, different programming languages, and, and now here I am.
And here you are. And this is really wonderful. When you look at what that looks like, the Department of Defense is huge. And so how did you find your way to navigate through that system to find a position that was comfortable for you?
Well, I'm also a writer, so I'm trying to find something that kind of fit me, like background in computer science, also good at writing. And so somebody said, maybe you'll like technical writing. And so I applied for the position, got into it, and they have all different components as far as technical writing. I'm more like on the digital side, which kind of works. So it just kind
Okay.
of worked out for me. I was kind of nervous going into it, but I found something that I enjoy within it, and it all worked out for me.
And this is you found your sweet spot.
Yes.
I love it. And so when you look at into the future, what do you see happening in this environment
Just continuing to grow.
in the area?
Technology has is always going to allow us to continue to grow. I mean, where we're at now, we're trying to incorporate artificial intelligence and how we run our technical manuals. Just different ways and how we can just make our technical manuals better. So just bringing technology in and digital communications to do that. So that's always going to be, our way of. Technology is always going to be the wave of the future. It's just always going to be here.
That's exactly right. And how do we get young girls focused on what this should look like in the next 5 to 10 years?
Just getting them involved in programs like my father did. He got me into something early that was for coding, programming, just getting girls involved and seeing like something like this. The Women of Color STEM Conference gives them the opportunity to see women of color doing these things. So just getting them involved in,
Right.
little programs or workshops where they can learn about technology, math, science, just different things.
Hmm. And so where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Continuing to grow. I eventually want to get my PhD and digital communications, and just continuing to make a change within my career.
Hmm. And, I think that's very interesting because we're in a digitized world. We saw that during COVID,
Yeah.
right? And so how do you take all of those experiences from COVID and bring it into where we are today and how to use it properly?
COVID was definitely a challenge. I think we learned a lot because we all had to work from home, and we learned that technology does is a big thing. People didn't think that you could work from home, but we proved that we could, and that
Yep.
technology is going to be it's still always going to be here, the big thing. And I think now people are changing. I know my job, we've adjusted to the way more people are allowed to telework from home, so they adjusted to the way that we do things as far as incorporating technology. And so people are changing, they're adjusting to how COVID had changed the way we work. And I feel like they're going to continue to make those type of adjustments with the way the country is going.
And, I think that the country learned some big lessons during COVID and the impact that it had on small businesses and independent contractors. Right. And so when we look at the future, how do we incorporate all of these different models to be able to come up with a seamless program? And we look at it. So when I think about being in COVID, my question was, what happens next, right? Where do we go from here? And so now what we're doing is we pivoted and we're coming back to normal, right. We think, right? But how do we sustain where we are and where we're going today?
Just I don't know, just continuing to I don't know. I'm not just to take out just. I mean, I know. To be honest, for me, it's a lot different with COVID because I went through a health crisis, and so my COVID experience was a lot different than everybody else. So I see things a lot differently. I know that when I was having a health crisis, technology played a big part in enabling me to continue to work. Continue to perform, to actually develop this program that's actually allowed me to win this award. So as long as companies can continue to sustain the ability for people to, work hybrid, telework, incorporate the technologies, just implement things so people can continuously do their work, continuously to
Right.
improve, to advance, and I think that we'll be in a good place.
I think you're absolutely right, Chenelle. And we, as the citizens of this nation, need to also be able to put our thoughts in the hat too.
Right.
So that things that we may or may not be doing, we need to make certain that our country is working together to make certain that we don't go through that again.
Right. Yes,
Right?
absolutely.
So where do you see yourself in the next couple of years?
Just continuing to grow. Like I said, I want to get my PhD in digital communications. Continue to make innovative advancements within my career, within the Department of Defense, and then also with my online business. Just continuing to learn anything I can to do that, and yeah, just continue to grow.
I love it. And that's all we can do,
Yeah.
girl, is turn it
Yep.
over and keep it
Yep.
moving,
Yep.
right? Chenelle Covin, thank you so much for joining us today. And hopefully we will see you next year here at the Women of Color STEM Conference in Detroit, Michigan.
Thank you.
Okay, now you said it, so I'm going to look for you to be here.
Yes.
Thank you very
All righty.
much. Okay, and we'll be right back.